lady just wants to be safe.
It started like any other political chat on national television: polished smiles, prepped notes, and perfectly rehearsed talking points. But within minutes, it turned into something no one expected. Danny Dyer, the outspoken East End actor with a reputation for saying it like it is, had clearly had enough of the political spin. The cameras were rolling, the lights were blazing, and Britain was about to witness one of the most jaw-dropping TV moments in years. Across the table sat Labour leader Keri Starmer and Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves, ready to promote their latest campaign message. But what they didn't know was that Dyer wasn't there to nod along. He came ready to tear through the script and drop truth bombs that would shake the political establishment. From the very first question, the
numbers are getting bigger.
Tension was electric. Dyer leaned forward, his voice low but sharp, and asked, "Do you lot even know what normal people are going through out there?" The studio fell silent. Starmer tried to steady himself, delivering his usual calm, lawyerly tone. But before he could even finish, Dyer cut him off. "You're all up there talking about policy papers while families can't afford heating. What planet are you living on, mate?" Reeves shifted in her seat, clearly uncomfortable, while the audience held its breath. Online, the chat was already lighting up. Dyer wasn't just interviewing, he was dismantling. Starmer tried to regain control with his classic line, "We're focused on real change." But Dyer didn't blink. "Real change? You've been saying that for years," he fired back. "Every time you lot get close to power, you forget where you came from." You could practically feel the hit through the screen. Starmer looked rattled, not because of the question itself, but because it came from someone outside the political bubble. Reeves jumped in, trying to redirect the discussion toward Labour's economic plan, but Dyer snapped again. "Your plan doesn't feed people, love. It's just words on paper." The crowd murmured, half in disbelief, half in applause. It was raw, it was real, and it was everything viewers never get from political interviews. What made it even more powerful was Dyer's authenticity. No notes, no agenda, just lived experience. He spoke about his mates, his neighborhood, and the families being crushed by rising bills. "You talk about inflation like it's just a number," he said. "But that number is the reason people are skipping meals." That hit harder than any soundbite a politician could craft. For the first time, someone was saying what millions of people had been shouting at their TVs for years. The divide between Westminster and the working class wasn't just being discussed, it was being exposed live, in front of the entire nation. Then came the knockout blow, the question that froze Keri Starmer in his seat. Dyer leaned in and said, "Tell me one thing you've done personally that's made life better for working class people." Boom. The silence that followed was deafening. Starmer hesitated, looked down, then back up, searching for something, anything, to say. Reeves tried to jump in, but Dyer raised his hand. No, let him answer." The audience erupted. This wasn't a chat show anymore, it was an interrogation. Starmer finally muttered, "We're building towards a fairer Britain," but Dyer didn't let him off the hook. "You can't build fairness with speeches," he said quietly. "You build it by standing with people when it's hard." That line exploded online. TikTok, X, YouTube, you name it, the clip was everywhere within minutes. Comment sections were flooded with people saying Dyer had said what the media never would. Overnight, Danny Dyer versus Starmer became the #1 trending topic in the UK. It wasn't just a viral moment, it was a public wake-up call. For once, politics wasn't polished or rehearsed. It was raw, emotional, and painfully honest. Even those who didn't agree with Dyer respected the courage it took to say it on live TV. Backstage, reports said Starmer was furious, not at Dyer, but at his own team for not preparing him for that kind of heat. Labour insiders claimed emergency meetings were held that same night, trying to figure out how to spin the fallout. But the damage was done. The clip had already crossed borders, shared by millions who felt, finally, someone had the guts to call out the political elite. The media called it, the moment politics got real. And they weren't wrong. So the question echoing across Britain was simple: did Danny Dyer just expose the biggest weakness in Labour's leadership? Because when one man from East London can make the most powerful figures in politics fall silent on live television, it's not just entertainment, it's a reckoning. People are done with carefully crafted speeches and focus group slogans. They want leaders who listen, not lecture. And if one celebrity can shake the establishment this hard, imagine what happens when the rest of the country starts doing the same.